Polk Audio PSW Subwoofer. Powered subwoofer for extra bass and punch, a 10-inch dynamic balance woofer and a uniquely configured directed port provides accurate bass with added depth that brings your music and movies alive. A perfect solution for your small to mid-size room. Louder, clearer sound even at high volume. Enjoy a thrilling yet balanced music experience with rich, deep sound, even at low frequencies. Blends easily with any speaker and plays the most demanding notes effortlessly without any distortion. Double the amplifier power to 100 watts of dynamic power with its inbuilt 50-watt RMS amp. Sophisticated engineering with best-in-class resonance-free driver materials make this sub highly durable and fit for extended use. Easy to integrate with existing systems. Hook up this sub to the receiver and upgrade your music sound instantly. Features continuously variable 80 to 160 Hz crossover and 40 to 160 Hz, -3 decibels, frequency response. A sleek detachable grille on the front, speaker and line level inputs as well as speaker level outputs on the back, and a phase toggle switch for multiple subwoofers make this sub cohesive and complete. Rockville Isolation Plat for 10/12 subwoofers. Rockville is 10 to 12 isolation platform acoustic riser pad for 10/12 subwoofers. Rockville is 10 to 12 isolation platform acoustic foam pad for 10 and 12 speakers and subwoofers. Perfect for 10 inches and 12 inches studio monitor speakers or subwoofers. Extremely high density foam supports up to 250 pounds. Increases sound quality by reducing vibrations and unwanted sounds. Decreases room resonance from floors and walls. Improves how tight and deep bass sounds. Protects your speaker or subwoofer from scratches. Stop your speaker or subwoofer from moving around. Great for live sound, studio, or home theater applications. Major improvement in sound quality compared to speakers or subwoofers placed directly on a hard surface. Pioneer Pro DJ features a birch hardwood cabinet that encloses two 15-inch LF drivers and a built-in horn shape to deliver rich, powerful low frequencies, no matter the event or the setting. PowerSoft's Class D amp modules produce 2400 W peak or 1200 W continuous output. A versatile crossover switch lets you adjust the low-pass filter cutoff at stages between 80 Hz and 150 Hz. Packed with features to protect the drivers, amp, and power supply, giving you peace of mind, consistent, high-quality sound, and extending the life of your sound system. Features two balanced XLR/TRS combo sockets and an unbalanced RCA connection for flexible connectivity.
What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to teach you how to set up your APM-10 active studio subwoofer. This is the perfect sub to hear all of those low-end frequencies in your studio setup. Now the APM-10 comes in three different colors, black like we have right here, white, and a classic wood finish. So along with the sub itself, you'll also get an included power cable to power the sub. Now before I show you how to set it up, let me show you all the different features on the subwoofer. Starting with the volume knob over here, this is what you would use to set the level coming out of the sub. Underneath that we have the low pass frequency knob, which will let you set the specific frequency range coming out of the subwoofer. Underneath that we have our phase switch here, which will delay the incoming signal to the sub over a range of 0 to 180 degrees to better integrate the sub with our speakers. You'll also notice that there are many different ways that we can set up an interface or speakers to the subwoofer. For example, we have the RCA line inputs and outputs. We also have two sets of left and right XLR inputs and outputs. And after that, we have two left and right 1/4 inch inputs. So again, we can use all of these different kinds of connections to sync up to different speakers, subwoofers, interfaces, whatever your setup needs. There's also a ground lift switch here that we can use to eliminate any potential sound coming from cables. And finally, we have the sub and high pass filter bypass, which allows us to connect a foot pedal to the sub so we can turn it on and off to compare our mix with and without that extra low end. And of course, we have the power switch on the back to turn on our sub. So now let me show you how we would set up our sub with a couple of studio monitors. Okay, so here I have my APM-5 studio monitors, one with an active speaker and one with a passive speaker that I'm going to connect to my subwoofer. So to connect my sub to the speakers, I'm going to need an RCA cable. I'm going to take one end and plug it into the RCA output on the back of the subwoofer. Then I'm going to take the other end and plug it into the RCA inputs on my speakers. But keep in mind, if your studio monitors are both active with XLR inputs, we can also use the XLR outputs on the sub to connect to the speakers. Now before we test out our setup, I'm going to connect my iPad to the subwoofer by taking an RCA to aux cable. I'm going to take the RCA ends and plug them into the RCA input on the back of the sub. Then I would take the other end and plug it into my iPad, which I already have connected. So now I can go ahead and turn on my subwoofer. Then I can turn on my speakers. I'll go ahead and raise the volume on my sub. Then I'll raise the volume on my speakers. So now that we're all set up, let's hear how it all sounds. Woo! Yeah, you're hearing all of that low end shaking the table. You're hearing the high end coming out of the studio monitors. Really nice, really nice. So this is a really great setup for casual listening if we're using a tablet, a smartphone, a laptop, etc. But now I'm gonna grab my interface and my laptop to show you an ideal studio setup. Alright, so here I have my laptop and my interface with my speakers and sub. So to connect my sub to the speakers, I'm going to need an RCA cable. I'm going to take one end and plug it into the RCA output on the back of the subwoofer. Then I'm going to take the other end and plug it into the RCA inputs on my speakers. So now to connect my interface to my subwoofer, I'm going to need two 1/4 inch cables. I'm going to take two cables and plug them into the 1/4 inch left and right outputs on my interface. Then I'm going to take the other ends and plug them into the left and right 1/4 inch inputs on my sub. And keep in mind, if your interface has XLR outputs, you could also use those to connect to the sub. And when you're using your interface with your laptop, you'll just want to be sure to go into the sound settings and match the inputs and outputs to the interface you're using. So now we can go ahead and turn on the subwoofer, then we can go ahead and turn on our speakers, then we'll raise the volume on the subwoofer, then we'll raise the volume on our speakers, then we're gonna wanna raise the monitor knob here on the interface so we're hearing everything coming out of the speakers. So now that everything's connected, leveled up, and ready to go, let's hear how this setup sounds. Woo! Again, you're hearing all of that low end, you're hearing the kick drum really come through, hearing the bass guitar. So this is a really great setup so when you're listening to your mix or your masters, you're hearing all of that low end through the subwoofer. So I hope this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your APM-10 active studio subwoofer. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, guys, I'm Perry from Rockville, and I'll see you next time.
Polk Audio PSW is powered subwoofer. Heart-thumping music with deep, powerful bass, Polk's 12-inch dynamic balance woofer sounds better because it is built better. Make your movies, music and sports experience thrilling. Accurate sound reproductions, be it delicate, melodious string music or solid blasts and booms from bombs and bullets, this subwoofer picks the subtleties between different kinds of sound correctly and reproduces them with absolute perfection. Driven by immense 460-watt power, the PSW 505 gives high-performance impactful sound without any distortion. While it blends with any speaker, it works best with Polk's signature series speakers. Highly recommended for your home theater. Versatile and fully loaded, the front grille is detachable, and the back has a magnetically shielded LFE input for noisy signal aversion, line and speaker level inputs and outputs, and a phase toggle switch designed for running multiple subwoofers. Easy to integrate with existing systems, hook up this sub to the receiver and upgrade your music sound instantly. Features continuously variable 60 to 120 Hz crossover and 25 to 125 Hz frequency response. KRK S10.4 10 inches 160-watt powered studio subwoofer. The S10.4 powered studio subwoofer builds upon KRK's legacy for sonic accuracy and performance. The custom-voiced, glass aramid woofer delivers tight, defined bass, while the Class D power amplifier dramatically increases transient response, control and punch. The 4-position selectable crossover makes it easy to adjust the subwoofer setting to your existing monitors. Pairing the S10.4 with KRK or another studio monitors delivers an optimized listening and mixing experience with extended low end, while the exclusive bypass control feature provides full range audio to the monitors without switching off the subwoofer. KRK's S10.4 subwoofer doesn't just deliver precise bass and a rich feature set, it's the next dimension in subwoofer performance. Rokit 5G3 soft dome tweeter provides clarity and extended response up to 35 kHz. Proprietary waveguide technology optimized for superior stereo imaging. Lightweight, glass aramid composite woofer delivers clear mid-range and tight bass. Bi-amped, Class AB amplifier offering maximum headroom with minimal distortion. Low and high frequency adjustment gives you unprecedented voicing control for optimal room acoustics and mix translation. Neumann Cave 700 Studio Subwoofer. Decreases bass extension and increases maximum SPL of main monitor loudspeakers. Decreases harmonic and intermodulation distortion of main monitors. Reproduces LFE channel, sub-signal of a bass-managed multi-channel source. Ideal for plain wave bass array system. Full functionality access via Neumann control software. Onboard 256-watt amplification. Frequency response, 18 to 300 Hz. Works as an extension for Neumann KH810, KH870, and KH805 subwoofer systems. Includes mains cables, US, UK, EU, quick guide, and safety booklet. Atom Audio Sub 10A Subwoofer. The perfect low frequency complement to an Atom or any monitor system. The Sub 10 MK2 from Atom Audio is a powerful subwoofer designed to extend the low frequency capabilities of any near or midfield studio monitoring. A 200 watt size power amp drives a large, 50mm, voice coil. This amp stays cool as it uses PWM technology in both the amp and the power supply sections, producing greater than 90% overall efficiency. It can handle its maximum power without danger to the electronics or to the driver.